Good afternoon, my name's Steph and this is my channel where I do sewing pattern recommendations and occasionally I actually sew stuff and show you. And today is one of those videos, can you believe I've actually got some makes to show you. And we're just going to kick straight off with my long sleeve challenge. This was a vlog hop that was running during October and it is now the end of October, so I can show you what I made. And this is the Vera top from Forget Me Not Patterns. And I love it. It's amazing. The fabric is a polyester mix from Pound Fabrics. I will link it below. So it means it irons a bit better, but it's gone through the wash a few times now and it's already getting a wee bit bobbly, but it was really nice. I haven't actually got around to hemming it yet because it's so stretchy. It's just been a bit of a pain. Now I do have some thoughts and feelings about this pattern, right? Other than the fact that I love the fit on me, I graded it out to the hips, which I didn't actually need to do, but it looked like I possibly might need to. She didn't tell you like how much ease is in the pattern. So it goes from a size 28 up to a size 48, and I went with the bell sleeve option, which I really like. Now, I do have some issues about this top. For this pattern, I chose to get it printed on copy shop because I just really hate printing at home, and most designers appear to be in the US, which is US letter, and I struggle to get the right size percentage wise to get my A4 pieces of paper to print off the same size. It's so annoying. This is what rubbed me up the wrong way. So this used to be a free pattern and now it's a pay what you like for it. So free patterns, you're not getting it for free. You're not spending any money, but what you're doing is you are giving your data to a company and you are consenting basically to be marketed at through email marketing, because that's a pretty good way for companies to make money because you get a certain amount of emails, and once you've seen an ad about 7 times you're more likely to buy it. I can't remember the exact stats on marketing. So a lot of time you hand over your email address and you get the pattern, which isn't, I have no problem with this at all. Like, I think it's amazing, but I think the free patterns are an excellent way for you to try out a company before committing to them. So one mistake I feel like I've made is I didn't try out the Tilly and the buttons patterns before trying them, and now I've got the Erin dungarees, I've got a digital pattern, I've cut it out, I've made a couple of pairs and I still don't like them. And maybe if I tried something free from Tilly, I would have known, oh, this company's not quite for me. Her instructions are amazing, the videos are amazing. It's just maybe the patterns just aren't for me. So with this Vera top, I've had my eye on it for ages. You know, I've recommended it in so many videos, and to then finally try it out, because honestly, this is a top I would go out and buy in the shop. The material, like look at the drape. I feel amazing in it, and I will make some more. The problem is seam allowances, right? Seam allowances. Seam allowances included in all pattern pieces. Forget-me-not patterns feature different seam allowances depending on the part of the garment you are sewing. This makes sewing easier and faster while wasting less fabric, which we're all here for wasting less fabric, right? Unless otherwise stated, this pattern uses 6mm or 1/4 inch seams. This is perfect for overlocking and is standard for knits in the fashion industry. This is what I've got the big problem with, because I look at my machine and honestly 5/8 is what is perfect for my overlocker. I don't know where 1/4 inch is on it, and for me I have only just got different colour threads on my overlocker, and so now what I do is I sew all my seams with the right colour thread on my Singer, and then I go and finish off the seams with the overlocker to make them extra secure in case some of the stitches break. A 1/4 inch does not work on, I think, most machines, and I don't think it's giving you enough ease. This knit fabric is really hard to work with because it curls. Like, you put the seams together and they curl, and I don't think this is giving you enough of leeway to make mistakes in the cutting, to make mistakes in the overlocking. maybe I shouldn't be making mistakes. Maybe this is on me, but I couldn't. I would have loved to overlock this, the neckline, but I've had to sew it. So now I've got raw edges on the inside because there just wasn't enough. It wasn't, for me personally, I didn't feel like there was enough fabric left for me to overlock it. And then to go back in and then possibly I should have double top stitched with a double needle. I think that would have pressed it down nicely. For the most part, I don't read every single word on the pattern. I'm chronically bad at skim reading. So if you're a beginner, like, you might miss the fact that the seam allowance is different. You have to pay so much more attention to the pattern. Whereas this isn't a hard pattern to put together. Like, if you've made a couple of things, like it's a neckband, it's a couple of cuffs and 2 panels, it's not hard. You shouldn't be needing to refer back to the instruction going, oh, what seam allowance is this one? What seam allowance is this one? And saying that it's, oh, this is the standard in the fashion industry. This is what fashion industry is. But you're not marketing to the fashion industry. You're marketing to sewists. You're not marketing to Primark, bloody Zara. You're marketing to the likes of me, who likes to sew clothes, to the likes of your grandma or your granddad or your dad or whoever sews in your life. So much as like, I think sometimes 5/8 is a bit too big on knits, I don't think so, because I think it just lets you get it under the machine, under the overlocker really nicely. And especially for like kids clothing, like I know I've had bigger seam allowances or smaller seam allowances depending on the fit for my son. So that is my rant about seam allowances. And if I was to make this again, it's annoying that I've already cut this out. If I would make this again, which I probably will in the future because it's a really great addition to my wardrobe and I actually really do love it, I would include a greater seam allowance. I would possibly trace the pattern off with, I know there's little washes you can get to increase seam allowances. And for me, that statement in there, well, this is the standard in the fashion industry, felt a little bit too defensive. And it puts me off getting patterns from that company again. I just won't do it because I don't need to be preached at. I don't. Give me a decent seam allowance. 1/4 of an inch is good for quilting. I don't think it's good for clothing. Unless you're like a really advanced or intermediate. I don't think I'll ever not class myself as like a confident beginner. I'm always learning. I'm never that confident in my skills. I can't just throw something together for the most part. I don't have that creativity, that design element. So this is one of my most recent makes, and I have wore it. I wore it when we went to see family, and I do love it. Moving on, it is my Sew Upcycle challenge, and yeah, I think I might be happy. So this is a Cassia skirt by Mood, and as you can see, I did not follow the pattern at all because I couldn't figure out how to do the waistband because I didn't really have that much fabric, and I had a little bit of elastic left over, and you know what I'm like for just shoving a bit of elastic in and hoping for the best. Annoyingly, it has sort of twisted already, but this was a Zara scarf. This was a Zara scarf, and I've made this beautiful skirt. I did use the template for Mood for the panels, and it came out a little bit too big, so then I just cut it down, and it's really soft, and I think I look like the picture of autumn in this. Very on season, apart from the fact that obviously it's cold and I've got tights on, so you know. But this is something I'd possibly would have like a day date with my husband if we went bowling, or we went have like a nice lunch together, just to feel a little bit more put together. So yeah, I love this. I think it's come together so much more nicely than I expected, and it wasn't planned. It wasn't planned at all. So yeah, super happy. And I also had enough fabric left over to make a matching cowl. And all I did was I just stuck in a couple of snaps. So yeah, this is what I've upcycled my Zara scarf into, and I'm really happy. I did try making some wrist warmers, but it was a disaster. We'll not go there. So yeah, I will use this definitely all summer, all summer, all autumn and winter, because it's soft, not too big, and just takes the cold off. And my skirt, I think I'll possibly wear this outfit. We are going for some fun with friends soon, and I think this will be perfect if I manage to fix my boots, that is, which need to be hand sewn. These boots, in fact, which I think actually go perfectly with this outfit, but I do need to fix the zip. But we're on to three things I finished recently. We're getting there. Now onto some more makes. These are the Tilly in the Buttons Erin dungarees. I have been in the process of making various sets of these for the past year, and these are supposed to be like the piece de la resistance, but in true Steph fashion, I am a bit of an idiot. I did make some of the changes that I wanted to make. I sized down, I think, 2 sizes on the legs, but I did make a few mistakes. Is the fact that for me, I think this torso is still a little bit too long, and they're still a little bit too baggy. I know that's the fit. I think if these are made out of like a stretch jersey, like you might have seen the viral ones on TikTok or Instagram, they might actually feel a bit better. The fabric choice was because it's cheap. It's a very thin needle cord, so not perfect. These definitely feel more like a spring, early summer make, but I procrastinate or procrastafilm, so I never get around to actually finishing stuff off. I did not put the front pockets in because I felt it made this area look a bit too much focus on my belly, which I'm not there for. So I did add some pockets in, but they are way too low. I do actually need to take them out and move them just right up to where the seam is, which I will do. I added in buttons, but I sewed the buttons on the wrong side. So yeah, and the legs are too short because I've got long legs and a short body. The legs are too short still, so like you've got the thinnest hem on these legs. So I will wear them because I wear my red ones all the time in winter. I just don't think this pattern is for me at all. I prefer something a bit more fitted on my bum, and yeah, it's just not for me. But it was really easy to sew, and the instructions are amazing. So I think I would purchase some Tilly again, but I would look into more about my measurements versus the pattern, and I'd try and put a bit more time and effort into getting the pattern perfect. But these are actually quite warm with tights on, so yeah. But I do feel I look like a primary school teacher in summer, which I think primary school teachers all look really fun, and I think I possibly look really approachable in this outfit. But yeah, the dungarees, not for me, but we move on, and I have something that I will wear, so you can't really go wrong with that, can you? Now, before I take my clothes off, I have a couple of cardigans I finished. This is the Alicia cardigan from Sew Mag, and the fabric I got from Mystery Box. You can watch that video here. It's cotton, so it's not stretched, so it's a little bit not right for this pattern. And no buttons on it, but I do think I would like to add buttons, like thick brown buttons. But yeah, it's a really nice cover up. I think it's absolutely perfect for spring, and for those warmer autumn days, absolutely perfect. Again, pink, not so much my colour, I don't think, but it's really cute. And yeah, the waist, I didn't quite follow the pattern instructions, but it's still come out really well, and I'm happy. So yeah, we've been doing well recently. And I got some more of that fabric in the mystery box in black, which the black one I do wear all the time. But unfortunately I don't have any black overlocking thread, so you can see the white thread underneath. It would definitely make it out of stretch material if I was to make any more of these cardigans, because it's just being a wee bit tight without that stretching. And again, I would like to add buttons, I think, just to keep it closed. I didn't add pockets to either of these because I was lazy. But you should have pockets. But really simple, easy pattern, and honestly goes with so much things in my wardrobe. Now let's talk about what I'm wearing underneath my dungarees. It is another patina blouse, and this is in a viscose, some form of viscose. It is so soft, and it is giving me everything I wanted from my second patina blouse. It's giving me the drape, so it's giving me more shape across my chest. The short sleeves, definitely better choice for me, because I just feel a bit more free. And the poofiness in the shoulders doesn't bother me as much because it's a drapier, thinner fabric than the brown one I made out of quilting weight cotton. It's not as, whew, look at me, I'm in the 80s. So yeah, I would make this again. I did print this pattern off at home, and I printed off another pattern at home. I measured the square and it came out at 3.5 inches instead of 3 inches. I'm like, ooh, that's a bit of a size difference. Maybe this is why stuff's not been fitting, right? And then I was like, oh, Friday Pattern Company, she's American or Canadian. She's from across the pond anyway. I was like, I bet you it's US letter and I've just not realised. Maybe that's why it's coming out so big. So I think if I want to make some more of these, and I probably will because she's got loads of pattern hacks, like she's put so much effort into her patterns. And I just love this V-neck. I just think it's perfect. And I think I would like to make the deeper V. I've gone with the raised V for modesty, and so I'm not so cold. But you can make like in a dress, I think would be perfect. So yeah, I do think this has come out quite a bit bigger because of my own mistakes. So I think I'd print it off at a copy shop next time, and then sort of measure my body, measure the pattern, because I think like a little bit more tailoring in this would just look a little bit better. What do you think? Do you think that would look a little bit nicer? But again, perfect for spring summer. I would wear this spring summer because it just goes really well under these dungarees. I think it'd go really well with some bit more flat and a bit more tailored shorts. Yeah, you can't go wrong. And I probably will wear it in winter, but I might put a long sleeve t-shirt underneath, a white one. Again, this blue's not my colour, but it's got these birds on it, which are very cute. And I just wanted to test to see if I like the fabric in this pattern, and I do. And so, yeah, this is a pattern that's going to go into my long-term use, which that is not very many that go into my long-term use at this point. So, yeah, pattern number 1 that I've made repeats of. Yeah, I'm happy with this, really happy. I love it. It's so soft and I'm not uncomfortable. If I get uncomfortable in clothes, I get really, really annoyed. So we're nearly there with how much stuff I've made recently. Though I haven't done one of these videos in like a long time now, to be fair. This is another upcycling project, and this was just a regular shirt I found in a charity shop, and excuse the buttons, half of them have fallen off for some reason. I need to resew them back on. And I just really like this as more of like just a casual shirt that you can just throw on, and it'll go with most of my trousers, and I can just chuck on a cardigan over the top, and I just feel like a little less tatty. I always end up feeling like my low self-esteem. I always end up feeling like I look really scruffy. I'm always really paranoid looking really scruffy. Now obviously I do look scruffy because I have half my buttons missing and weird dungarees on underneath. But imagine these tucked into a pair of trousers. I just think like you're popping to the shops, or like even like popping to like going to work, and it's a comfortable shirt. So the problem with this was I just felt it didn't have enough fit. Now, my original patina blouse is a little bit too big, and I wanted to experiment with adding darts into the back. And I found a tutorial online, a guy that does tailoring for men's shirts, and I basically just followed a very similar tutorial to that. And so they start somewhere up here, go down and stop. So they're more of like, that shape. So it's not a traditional dart like that. It's going more like that, and I've got 2 in down the back, and it just pulls in. It just pulls it in slightly, not too much, but enough to give it a wee bit more shape, which really makes me feel a bit more comfortable. So once all the buttons are sewn on, that's my second upcycling. Because I see all these upcycling videos and they're so amazing. Like, their skill and creativity is just phenomenal. And I don't have that. I really don't have that. But I want to make small changes to pieces that makes them more wearable for me and makes it worth the trip into town, the trip into the shops to get something. And yeah, I think this is the start of my journey of learning to tailor pieces more for my body. Now, last but not least is the unfettered thong bodysuit. Now, you're going to have to take my word for it that it's a thong, because I ain't showing my ass on the internet. Now, we had issues with this, many issues. The model that they used was 5'4". Winner, I'm 5'4". She had her length in her body, whatever the block was made for, and I've got the length in my legs, and I didn't quite realise how much length my legs had compared to my torso, compared to the normal person. Now, when I was pregnant, I did feel very pregnant. I did have a cute bump. It came out from my ribs, and honestly, there's something wrong with my sternum. Like, it clicks. It makes really weird noises since having my child. So yeah, segue, obviously. The problem with this is this ended up being like, no joke, like 10 inches too long in the crotch. It was ridiculous. And I didn't want to then go and cut the fabric down. I didn't want a seam across the middle at all. I thought that would just really ruin the look. So I made rompers for my child. They were 12 months to 3 years, so they fit a huge age range. You know how much kids grow in that time. And what they have on the side is this ruching. So it's got these channels at the side. You put some string or some fabric and you can make them bigger or smaller. That's exactly what I did here, which is why they're a bit low down. So you can like shift it slightly. That is exactly what I did. I've put some cotton in, tied it all off, cut the ends off, and now I've got something that really fits. Now, it has made it extremely high-waisted, but I'm not mad at all. And then for the snaps, I possibly added them a bit in the wrong place because I eyeballed it. So I went down and tried to fold it, but it fits and I like it. I would make this again because I really love it. I love the turtleneck. I think I would possibly go like a couple of sizes down to get like a skin tight fit next time. Like across here, I really like it to be skin tight. But I feel lovely in this. And yeah, I would measure my body first. And I think I need to do a video on trying to do my own measurements or my husband doing my measurements, because it's starting to get to a point now where clothes really aren't fitting me at all. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of money, it's a waste of resources. And I think if I knew that, say I needed to take 3 inches off every pattern in the torso, it would just save me a world like of stress and faffing. I hate faffing. So yeah, this was sort of technically an upcycle because I was just gonna ignore it for years. And what do you think of this? I think this outfit actually goes quite well together. I feel quite nice in this as well. Yeah, I think we've had quite a successful time recently. I know some people do these videos way quicker than I do, and I probably won't do another. I might do one more before the end of the year, but I am a slow sewer and I make more videos than I actually sew, unfortunately. And makes me a terrible sewing channel, doesn't it? But up next for November is pretty much a month of sewing pattern recommendation videos for like all your possible friends and family members, because I love doing them. They're so much fun. They give me so much inspiration that I probably won't get around to sewing myself. So if you like that, you can check out that playlist here. And thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it, and it makes me really happy. I love doing these videos and it motivates me to actually sew stuff and get stuff finished, because right now I am going to cut out my True Bias Riley overalls. Like, my hunt for the perfect dungarees continues, but I have high hopes with these. I've lengthened the legs already and I've shortened the torso. So hopefully I will get those finished in the next few weeks, and then I will have a dedicated video on these because I have put this off for way too long. But yeah, we're finishing on this outfit today, which I really love. Cheerio.